almost heaven, West Virginia. I'll stop singing, but I'm going to tell you where I am momentarily. It's Mr. Sports Travel in the great state of West Virginia on a one-lane road. He's going to keep his eyes open so he doesn't get run over. Well, I've seen one car pass here in the last 10 minutes. Before I tell you where I am, I'm celebrating each of the 50 states. It's the 50 States Tour, Mr. Sports Travel, catching a game in each of the 50 states in this year that he turns the big 5-0. And to that end, driving the American flagmobile, except for in Alaska and Hawaii, I'd like you to donate $50 today to OperationFirstResponse.org. That's OperationFirstResponse.org. In exchange, I will help you plan your next sports road trip or someone you designate. Now, where is Mr. Sports Travel in the great state of West Virginia? I'm going to be silent for a minute to see if you hear something. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Listen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a hint before I tell you where I am. That is a barge floating down the mighty Ohio River. Yes, I'm in West Virginia, but directly this way, that noise you hear is a barge going down southbound down the Ohio River. I am in Wheeling, West Virginia. Wheeling, West Virginia, and I am at Wheeling Island Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River. In fact, out of camera view, you can see downtown Wheeling on the other side of the Ohio River. Now you say, what other side, Mr. Sports Travel? Are you in Ohio? No, not yet. I'm on Wheeling Island. I'm on an island in the Ohio River. Over here is West Virginia. If I get back on the freeway, I-70, then I'm in Ohio. I'm on Wheeling Island. So I'm in West Virginia. I'm on an island in the middle of the Ohio River. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And this stadium here, Wheeling Island Stadium, the reason I chose this venue for the West Virginia video is this stadium has been here since the late 1920s. And when you think about West Virginia, you think about amateur sports, right? There's no professional sports teams here. There's some minor league baseball, but independent league baseball, but there's a minor league hockey team actually here in Wheeling. But there's no MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL team, right? The closest city to anywhere really in West Virginia is Pittsburgh. And West Virginia University, excuse me. It's called West Virginia University, not the University of West Virginia. In Morgantown, it's not that far from Pittsburgh, about maybe an hour and a half, maybe between an hour and a half. So this is a very amateur-rich state. And when you think of West Virginia, of all the sports, you think of football. The most successful college football coach, Nick Saban, grew up here in West Virginia. Straight cash homie, Randy Moss, NFL Hall of Fame. We went to Rand University from West Virginia, and on and on and on down the line. So a lot of great athletes, the best athletes, quite frankly, play football here in West Virginia at the high school level. And then they go on to play college and the pros, okay? So I chose this stadium because this stadium, not only has it been here since the late 1920s, it has hosted high school football championships. There's going to be a car coming here. So I'm going to let the car go by. And so it's hosted the high school football championships here for years. So if you want to win a state title at the high school level in the state of West Virginia, you got to play here. Now, to me, I've seen a game here. What I like about this stadium is a lot of high school football championships, I get why they do it. They'll play these games in like NFL or Division I college football stadiums. No. Look at the size of this stadium. You can see, I sort of set the camera up deliberately so that you can see how it doesn't go up too high, but it's perfect for like a high school football championship because this place will be packed, right? And it's up, same on the other side here. You can see the scoreboard is right behind me. Now, because I don't have a car that's like the Jetsons, his boy Elroy, I can't get my car in the air. I don't have a drone here. Trust me when I tell you, on this side of the stadium, you can see hard portions of the Ohio River and portions of downtown Wheeling across the river, but there's a lot of trees here that you can't see in camera view. But the point is, this is a great venue to see football. I've seen football here. It's a great venue to see football. They also play soccer here, but it's mostly known for their rich football history. And this is the stadium that any high school athlete that plays football in a state that's football focused, being a border to Pennsylvania, big football focused state, and Ohio, another football focused state, wants to play. So that's why I chose this venue. Now, in each of these videos, I tell you about my first visit to that state, my most recent visit to that state, and my favorite visit to the state. So I'm going to do that right now. I have another car coming here. I'm on a one-lane road, by the way, on one side of the state, and you can kind of see in the distance. It's a neighborhood. This is an actual neighborhood with homes. So we're on an island in the middle of the Ohio River. That way Ohio, this way West Virginia. We're still in technically West Virginia. Alrighty, so my first sporting event in the great state of West Virginia. Another car coming because they want to see what's going on with my car. Very popular. Come on, ma'am. You can do it. Come on now. These one-take videos, don't you love them? Haven't been photobombed yet. And no wind tonight. Love it when there's no wind. Therefore, my camera doesn't die. So, first sporting event in the great state of West Virginia was during my 2006 Green Machine Tour. And by the way, if any of you want to learn about what was his Green Machine Tour, what's how popular my car is, not anymore. So my Green Machine is on my website, mrsportstravel.com, mrsportstravel.com. And in the Cliff Notes version, I had a car that ran on vegetable oil for 3 years, biodiesel, also good diesel, not gonna lie. Raising awareness of renewable energy, my idealistic 30s. So, that was my first time to West Virginia. I saw minor league baseball in Charleston, Bluefield, and Princeton. Had a great time. 2006. And if you've never been to West Virginia, beautiful state to come, especially in the fall and in the summer. Also nice in the spring, and not bad in the winter. But if you had choice, come in the summer, come in the fall. Fall with the changing colors. Now, most recent visit to the great state of West Virginia, most recent sporting event in the great state of West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. I couldn't resist that. All right, so my most recent visit to the state of West Virginia. As I said, I ad-lib these videos. I don't do a lot of prep because I'm driving a lot. I'm trying to plan my road trip. I'm trying to think as I'm doing this video, what was my most recent visit to West Virginia, our most recent sport that I saw here. And it's going to come to me. It just hasn't come to me now. So I'll wait to remember what it was. I think it was my last year, or it might have been 2019. But anyway, I'm going to tell you now my favorite ever, because this one's easy. My favorite ever moment, game, experience. I do this with each of the videos. Favorite moment, or game, or experience, like the most memorable. This is an easy one, folks. I remember the date, December the 1st, 2007. Morgantown, West Virginia. West Virginia football is undefeated going into this game, the last game of the regular season. If they win this game, they're going to play for the national championship. They're hosting their rival from Pittsburgh in the backyard brawl, the Pitt Panthers. Now, Pitt, for perspective that year, was terrible. I had seen them lose at Virginia. This is before Pitt joined the Atlantic Coast Conference, and they got slaughtered like 35-7 or 35-0. And Virginia wasn't very good that year in football. So this is an easy win for West Virginia. The evening was cold. There was like sleet, although it wasn't blistering sleet, but it was just not a nice night. It was a nasty night. So you kind of got a sense, probably going to be a low-scoring game, not great weather conditions, and it was a night game, prime time, because West Virginia wins this game, they're playing for the national championship. Earlier that day, I'd come from the Army-Navy game in Baltimore. That had a noon kickoff. Mr. Sports Travel got in his car. Boom, he made it to the 8 o'clock. I want to say it was an 8 o'clock kickoff. West Virginia Pitt. If you know anything about college football history, if you follow college football religiously, you know what happened. Oh my God, eat shit Pitt. Pitt upset West Virginia. And I kid you not, even though Pitt is like maybe 90 miles, maybe 80 miles from Morgantown, Pitt was so bad that year. And even their fan base knew they were going to probably get slaughtered. I think I counted like 6 to 7 total fans in the crowd with Pitt uniforms on. Like Pitt jerseys, sweaters, hats. It was freezing that night. Like 6. Why? Because they sucked that year. No one thought they were going to beat West Virginia. But the reason I've always said Sports is the best reality TV there is. You never know what's going to happen. West Virginia played like crap. Pitt executed when they had to. It was a low-scoring game. You kind of knew at halftime. I don't know, the score was like 3-0 at halftime. As they say, you can Google it. I want to say the final score was like 10-6. Very blue-collar, rugged game, nasty weather. And of course, West Virginia at the time was in the Big East. They were not in the Big 12. And, they just had to beat Pitt. And Pitt was in the Big East. So this was a conference game, the final conference game. And I don't think Big East had a Big East championship game. So this was it, right? And they lost to Pitt. And the fans were in a foul mood. Because how close would West Virginia get to winning the national championship in football? So long story short, what happened, if you watch my Louisiana video, the previous week I'd seen LSU lose at home to Arkansas, which gave West Virginia this opportunity a week later. If they beat Pitt, they're in. Of course, what happens, LSU being in a stronger conference, goes on and plays for the national championship thanks to West Virginia losing. Of course, this is before the playoff system we have now, and LSU won the national championship. So that night, the energy in the crowd, there was this sort of intensity and then this sort of shifting of the mood of the crowd as the game went on. I'm like, oh my God, are we going to lose? And I think Pitt won like 3 games that year. They were terrible. Dave Wannstedt was coaching them, the former coach of the Chicago Bears. So that is clearly my favorite memory. Giving you my first memory. I'm trying to remember still what my most recent memory of the state was. I can tell you it just came from a youth hockey game. So that was like the most recent. I'm trying to think about whether I came here last year, my 2021 road trip, and my mind is sort of escaping me here. I'm trying to remember, did I go to a college? Where did I go? I'm trying to remember. I'm doing these one-take videos. Sometimes it doesn't come to me. So if I didn't come in 2021, it wasn't 2020 because of COVID. I saw one sporting event in 2020. So I want to say it was 2019, and I did see West Liberty University basketball in Beckley, and has a domed stadium, very nice stadium. I saw a game there, and I've been to, seen, as many of you know, all the Division I basketball venues and most of the baseball. So I've seen West Virginia Division I baseball, basketball, football, as well as Marshall. And you know what? There it is. I was at the Marshall football game. I knew it was something. So I saw Marshall. I'd already been there before. I saw Marshall on my last trip, which was the fall of 2021. I want to say it was late October. It was a 2:30 kickoff. Marshall, the thundering herd. Marshall's getting a new baseball stadium. I've been to see their baseball, the basketball, and it was the football. My first visit to Marshall was in 2008. And actually, on that last trip too, boy, I'm getting old, folks. Brain fart. I also saw West Virginia. How did I forget this? 2021, West Virginia hosted Virginia Tech. That's a big rivalry when they were in the Big East. Remember, Virginia Tech was in the Big East. Completely forgot about this. I'm getting old, folks. Turning 50 and getting old. So I was at the West Virginia Tech game in 2021. I want to say that was the first or second or third week of the season. And then in October, I came back and saw Marshall. When you do as much traveling as Mr. Sports Travel, you sometimes forget, where was I last year? Because I'm going so many places. So, hope you've enjoyed this video. You're seeing Mr. Sports Travel losing his marbles. He's getting old. He's not remembering things. But Wheeling Island Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, Wheeling Island Stadium, middle of the Ohio River, Blue Island, homes. There's actually a casino right here if you want to gamble. This side of the Ohio is West Virginia. Another car coming here. And on this side, we have the Ohio, the state of Ohio. So this has been the West Virginia video. Please donate $50 today to OperationFirstResponse.org. That's OperationFirstResponse.org, and I will help you plan your next sports road trip. Thanks for watching. Watch my other videos. You can follow me on social media at mrsportstravel.com. That's at mrsportstravel.com. On Facebook, it's Mr. M-I-S-T-E-R, MrSportsTravel.com. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.